Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Red EDC and welcome to the what should we call it? The inaugural, the initial the first channel chats on Big Red EDC, and joining me today is Casey from KnivesFAST. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's a pleasure to be on here. It's you told me about this and I got really excited, so I'm glad it's happening.
This is, yeah, like I said, you're kind of my guinea pig, so I'm sorry
Yeah.
for putting you through that. But I think I got things figured out, and we'll just roll and we'll see how it goes. How's that sound?
That sounds terrific.
Very, very cool. Well, I tell you what, bud, how about you just give us a little bit of give us a little bit about KC.
Absolutely. So you know what's funny is, and I've told you this on the phone and chatting a few times, but I'm kind of got my links to the Navy as well. My dad was in World War II, grew up in San Diego. I like to tell people that half of the birthday parties I went to growing up for my friends were on aircraft carriers.
Nice.
Then moved.
Nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. So love that. But when my dad retired, we moved back across to where he was born, which is North Carolina, and then slowly through college and everything moved up to where I am now, which is the middle of Virginia. So just, working guy, love, I do television. Basically, I do a lot of sports and a lot of stuff like that. I do anything from directing, producing, camera management, you name it on the TV side of things. It's a lot of people think it's exciting, but like anything else, it's a job. It's exciting. It's fun. It's different every time you turn around.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
it is pretty cool. I've worked on some pretty crazy events over the years. I pretty much stay in the region. So a lot of Virginia Tech, football, basketball.
Oh yeah, now you're
Yeah,
talking my language, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. Now,
So
okay,
yeah,
I'm a Husker,
yes, sir.
but shout out to them Hokies for you, all right. And actually, you and I had talked about it. You do a lot with Liberty College, right?
Liberty University, yes,
Liberty
sir. It's
University, excuse me. Yes.
yeah, no, you're good. And as a matter of fact, it's well, I don't know if I want to timestamp this or not, but Liberty actually plays Virginia Tech coming up the weekend after we're recording this. So,
Oh,
but
really?
it's so we'll see. Liberty's number 25 in the country, first time being ranked. Only been FBS for about 3 years, but yeah, that's pretty exciting for us around here.
Sweet, sweet. And Liberty's got a little bit of Cornhusker connection, Mister. Yeah, we
Yeah,
had a
Turner Gill was
Turner
the coach
Gill.
at
Yeah,
Liberty for a
very
while, and now
cool.
he's still working at Liberty. He's
That's awesome.
some kind of diversity vice president of diversity or something like that. So yeah,
Right
he's
on.
and I told you before, and I thought this was cool when he was the coach. A whole group of, they called themselves Huskers for Gill,
Oh yeah.
would
Oh yeah.
would come to a home Liberty game every year. And they had a big banner, and they would, they'd meet him for dinner the night before and come to the game, and the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
So you want to hear something that might be a little nauseating to most people,
Uh-oh.
but I am a sitting board member of the Washington Cornhuskers.
Okay.
I mean, Nebraska has groups
Right.
all over the state or all over the country, man. And
Right. I'm sure they do.
Yep. So, I mean, in recent years, things haven't been that great. But anyway,
Yeah. Maybe Mr. Frost can turn the
I
corner
hope
for you.
so.
We'll see.
I hope so. But all right, well, let's get back to us and knives and all that good stuff. People don't want to listen about Cornhuskers and stuff. But
No, or Liberty, I'm sure. So yeah.
Well, tell us, man, what what created the love for knives for you, man?
My dad, I like you. I'm a big fisherman, and one of my sons is sitting over here, and he loves to fish. But when I was a little kid, my dad and I went fishing quite often. So he had knives all the time. But what really hit it was, and I told you I couldn't find it just now, but he got me a little Cub Scout, slip joint knife. and when I was like 8 or 9, he was my scout leader, and that literally was the first knife that I owned that was mine. And I'm telling you, man, I cleaned and scaled so many trout with that knife.
Sure.
I mean, you're talking a blade, what, 2.5 to 3 inches. But I mean, literally, if I could find it right now, you would see that I didn't clean it all that well back then. But I wanted to
Well,
keep it like that,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But knives like that tell a story.
Absolutely. That's that's literally where it all got started, man. Was with my dad. The funny thing though is I only ever had a couple of knives here and there. It wasn't until probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago that the EDC bug, I guess you'd call it, sort of bit me, and I started taking off with what we all affectionately call the addiction. So, but yeah, when I was younger, it was all knives were always a part of anything I was doing outdoors, and still to this day, anything we do outdoors, there's a knife with me, obviously, or maybe, I don't know, as my son would also say, multiple knives.
Yeah,
Many.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Right on. So KnivesFAST, the channel,
Yes, sir.
it's actually been around for a while.
Yeah, I looked back the other day, and I actually started 5 years ago, and
Wow.
yeah, but I lingered around, down with 100, maybe 150, and 200 subscribers for a long time. And part of that is you're starting out. You only have a few knives, you review what you got, and then you take a break.
Sure.
And
Sure.
But you asked, I think where you were going was, why, and the reason was I started getting, matter of fact, let me get one out here. I got to get this knife out. So
yeah, show us some knives. They want to see knives. Show us some knives.
Yeah. So this Essie of Vespa was one of the, again, thinking budget. This was like a $28 knife. It's like Aus 8, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's a frame lock, real thin knife. One of the first sort of more modern pocket knives that I got a hold of. Well, what was funny was that sort of sparked the addiction, because I at that point started searching and finding so many options on knives. Before that it had been stuff like, more traditional stuff like this buck. It's called a buck light, but it's a 110. I mean,
sure. Yeah.
And it had been more traditional stuff like that, and smaller pocket knives and things like that. But when this guy came along, it sort of ignited that. Oh wait, there's a lot more options out there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I started watching reviews on the internet. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I think everybody could figure out some of it. 5 years ago, most of the knife reviews out of there were like, 30, 45 minutes for a knife. They would pull out a knife and talk about them forever. And I remember saying, man, I just can't find what I'm looking for. And so I said, well, I'll just do it myself. And so the name Knives and then Fast was what came to my mind, because I just wanted, like anybody else, just a quick, look at a knife without having to wait through 20 stories and everything. And, testing is great, but what I wanted to see was the facts of the knife, and I wanted to hear someone's opinion. Like for me, this may be the first review on the channel. I'd have to go back and look. And for me, it would have been about, wow, how thin, how light, how sharp and slicey this blade is, and that kind of thing. And that's what I wanted to hear. And so that's what I started to give people. And then, like I told you earlier, it's due to people like you coming alongside me, people, yourself and Brad from Mild Mannered EDC, and Kyle from DTOM Knives, and
great
others
guys.
that have come.
Both great guys.
Yeah, all of y'all are. I mean, the community is amazing, coming alongside me, and just, and as a matter of fact, I almost forgot David from Blade Banter. I'll never forget. He was one of the ones that just said to me, just, hey, be consistent about it, brother. And so I've tried real hard to do that, and kind of, see if I could turn it into something after it sort of went, 8 months without posting the video, like 3 or 4 different times.
Sure.
So I've been trying to do that, and man, people are just crazy supportive. It is refreshing and awesome. And it's just been really neat to see the channel sort of take off or start to take off, I would say.
That's
And
the big thing I've seen about this community. And you know, we've talked about it, you know, like even when I started, you know, I mean, I just, it was basically on a whim, you know, it just, and
right.
I went to bed one night and I had, I don't know, 25, 30 subscribers. You know, I'd been doing it for a little while. And I wake up with 150 subscribers. I'm like, whoa. And I went back and looked at, I don't even remember what knife I reviewed, and was like, man, I don't think that many people really liked that review. You know what I mean? And I'm
Right.
like, and come to find out, I don't know if you're familiar with Jimmy Slash at all,
I am.
but
Yeah.
I had followed Jimmy Slash for the longest time, and he actually did like a late night giveaway to boost a couple of us channels. And next thing I know, I'm off and running.
Yeah. And you
So
did the same on Saturday night, on Saturday Knives Live, if I can say it. You did the same thing. You reached out and talked about me. I'll tell you, I had just I keep putting knives out here. I had just gotten this guy from Tour Knives, and they shouted me out, and then you shouted me out, and other, you know, it just started going crazy. And you know, I had done a giveaway at it's different this time because the community's behind me. I had done a giveaway at 100 knives.
yep,
And then after that, a bunch of people unfollowed me. I did a giveaway at 200 knives, and after the giveaway, a bunch of people
it
unfollowed me.
happens. Oh, it happens.
Yeah, but this is different. This is like you guys are calling out your followers, your loyal people, and asking them to go follow somebody, and those guys take it seriously. The people watching our channels are the people that make this happen, and I think it's pretty daggone amazing how support the guys that comment every time you post a video and have something really good to say, and
That's
you know, it's pretty awesome.
oh, it's amazing, man. I tell you what, I have people. I mean, I put out. I'm pretty much up to a video a day.
Wow.
And I have people that comment, you know, on every single video that I put out. Now,
That's
am I under the illusion that they sit there and watch every 15, 20-minute video? No, no, but I'm sure they get the gist of it. And they comment, and I am so, it's amazing. I'm so thankful that they do. You know, I mean, that's my tagline. Leave me a comment. You know, I love talking to you, because I do.
yeah.
I do. And it's
Well,
just so awesome.
and it's back to what we were talking about. It's the passion. You know, I talked about this one sort of starting the addiction. Well, then unfortunately I got into this guy.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was my very first Spyderco, and it started me down a little bit of a hole. And I if you've watched anything on my channel, you know this is absolutely one of my favorite blades.
My first
Just
Spyderco, yeah. The
yeah,
PM2. I mean,
there you
I
go.
avoided Spyderco for the longest time. Why? I have no idea. I guess it was the blade shape. I don't know.
Right.
It was, and then I got the PM2, and I'm like, wow, you know, that was really dumb, because this is a really good knife, and you know, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm just gonna keep slapping them out here so I can
Go
prove
ahead.
that the
Don't just
addiction is
slap them
real.
out there. Let's show them to us. Show them to us. What was that last one you
Well,
just put up there?
that the last one I just put up was the paramilitary 3
Oh, okay.
lightweight,
Yeah, yeah.
and this I've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
my horrible attempt at a lanyard that I tied here, but this guy I just love, and I love that compression lock. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
how do you not? And see, every time, that's what people don't understand. You're looking through this camera trying to flip a knife open, but that guy,
Yeah,
but the one I put out.
that's exactly the reason why I can't Spidey flick. I'm looking through a camera. That's why. That's why.
I can't
No.
either.
No, I'm just uncoordinated as all heck. That's why I can't Spidey flick a knife. So there you go.
So you were talking about the PM2. I actually started my PM2. The very first and only PM2 I have is this M390 bento box. And so you know, and I went for it on the on the PM2. I went ahead and got one that was really special. That bento box blue is just, I love blue. You like your red, I love
Oh
blue.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, we've been seeing a knife up there, Let's take a look at that Tycoon, man.
Yeah.
Dude, Finch knives. Dude.
This is I put that one up here because it was what was in my pocket today. So I was thinking about it today, and I don't have a 1929 with me, but if you think of the 1929 and this one, that really upswept drop point, that huge belly, and I just think I was thinking about this, and of course I'm going to spoil my review when I get ready to do this, but that's okay. I mean, it's like having a tanto point or tanto, I don't know what the right way to say it is, that isn't, because you have this extra piece of blade up here that you can, I literally have just been using from here up to open boxes, like holding the knife like this and slicing open boxes. And I just absolutely love, and the action on this thing is crazy. Like you said.
Every Finch knife that I have had in my hands, the action has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yep. And they take everything a little extra, meaning, I mean, look at the of course my lighting's a little dark down here, but the texturing on the handles, like I said, the extra work on the blade grind and the swedging up here, it's just remarkable. I enjoy them. I really love the 1929, and glad I got to review that one. And now this one is just terrific.
I don't know what kind of view you've got up there, but can you see the 1929 that I'm holding right there?
Let's see if I can. Yes, sir. I can see it.
Dude, that Cocobolo wood on that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's the one I reviewed. Brad from Mild Mannered sent that one along, and I reviewed it. I absolutely love that knife. That is here's the thing. Like I said, anymore, I'm not I haven't gotten to handle the Runtley, but I really love that. But I'm not a huge, I like traditionals. I know I'm going to get rocks thrown at me for saying this. I do like traditionals. Matter of fact, there's my buckshot bone that was also in my pocket today. Rough Rider.
Oh yeah, the buckshot bone Barlow.
Yes, sir. So, but I love traditionals, but man, that 1929 is just a great middle ground for people like me that really prefer the more modern built knives.
Oh, dude, there are so many modern traditionals coming out right now. There are modern slip joints. We'll call them modern slip joints.
Right.
And I tell you what, the 1929, the Biome, the Fracture, the modern slip joints. I tell you what, I'm digging them. I'm digging them hard.
Right. I agree with you, man. It's crazy. There's so much new stuff coming out that just has a traditional look, but modern, build, and it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, another one just spoke to me to speak out to show to you.
Go for it.
I got to show you this guy. If you've never seen it. It's been a long time. I did the review on this a long time ago. This is the Spyderco Mike Draper folder.
Nice.
And if you've never seen this crazy thing, it's titanium. Just super cool. And no, I don't. I do own a lot more than just Spydercos. This is just one. This was given to me. I was in a job previous to the one I'm in now for 26 years, and when I left the job, everybody got together and bought this for me.
That's sweet, man. Right on.
You think? Yeah. So I thought I'd throw that one out there. Yeah. The guy, again, friends that pay attention, man, the guy that picked it out, really great friend who knew that I love knives, and said, what can I get him that's really crazy special? And he found that one. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That is awesome. So we talk about Grails, and you hear talk about Grails. I am really not one to have Grails. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I just don't. A knife comes out and I see it. I'm like, I'm probably going to get that. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. The 940 was probably my first sort of Grail. Right. Because it was a knife, and I had never bought a knife that, I think when the time I bought my 940, what they were probably selling, what, that 170, 180 range, maybe.
Right.
And I'd never bought a knife that expensive. The whole first part of when I started my channel, it's all budget. And to be perfectly honest with you, budget to me is where it's at now.
Yeah, I
through
agree.
the pass around group and all the awesome people in the community, I've got to review a lot more non-budget knives.
Right, me
So,
too.
so to me, the 940 was my first Grail. Do you have a Grail right now?
One that I have or one that I want?
One that you want. One that you want that
Man,
hasn't.
I think you and I've been talking about this. It's funny. It flexes for me from time to time, but right now I am so head over heels for Laconico designs. I really, I have almost pulled the trigger on an old guard like 3 or 4 times. But I got to tell you, the one that I've had, if you go back to one that I just have wanted to get my hands on for probably 3 or 4 years, is a Grayman Duo or Satu, either one of those.
Okay.
But if you want to talk about the closest thing to a Grail in my collection, it would be this guy. This is the GM2 from Giant Mouse.
Nice.
So this is Jesper Voxnes and oh boy, I'm gonna blank. And Jens Anso designed together. And this is number. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I doubt it. But it's number 27.
Sweet.
Of 300.
Nice.
There you go. There you go. Had to get out the streamlight there, but yeah. So that's a real nice one. But I am just all over wanting that crazy old guard from Laconico right now. That would be but again, I'm with you. It flexes for me. It's like I see the next great thing and my list changes again.
Can I tell you a secret?
Oh yeah.
I have an old guard on the way.
Oh no!
Oh man, I did. Oh yeah, I've been looking at that knife. As soon as it came out, I'm like, yeah, I'll be having one of those. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're still in stock. So I'm still. I literally, if my car hadn't had problems yesterday, I would have pulled the trigger, and I may still. So. Yeah. So would you get the micarta or
of course.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
micarta.
I figured.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at the carbon fiber one. I really like the carbon fiber, but
see now, carbon fiber. It
back
never
to me and you. Back
I
to
never
me and
liked.
you again.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I sent you the micarta Rhea, and you ended up getting the carbon fiber one.
Yes, sir.
But carbon fiber was never big. I was never big on carbon fiber.
Right.
And I mean, trust me, it's grown on me, obviously Spyderco's grew on me, and now carbon fiber has grown on me. And
right.
I'm still not a huge fan of the GRN, GFN, but there are some knives out there that have it done pretty darn well. So, I mean, I guess I could say it's kind of grown on me. So, I mean, as you go along, I mean, your tastes evolve, yeah, it
depends on how they do it. I mean, this carbon fiber right here on this Giant Mouse is just crazy. The milling and the pattern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So some carbon fibers done really well, and others is like you said, it's like, take it or leave it.
Well, truth be told, okay, like I said, started in budget, right?
Yep.
And I say started in budget, but budget is where my heart is. But budget carbon fiber was probably that peel and ply at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just not, that's not carbon fiber. It is, but it isn't. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And
yeah, I wonder about some of the budget knives, if it's just laminated or what it is. It still looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But who knows, but you're right. You can't ever tell with a budget knife.
So, I mean, but now, I mean, there's a lot of good budget knives out there that are full carbon fiber. I mean, you can tell, you can look at it. I'm just talking about at the time when I was saying, I don't like the look of carbon fiber. That's more than likely what I was looking at.
Right. I bet.
Was the peel and ply. And it, yeah, it's got its place. It's got its place just like anything else, you know. I mean, budget, but I tell you, when we talk budget knives, though, budget knives have exploded.
I agree.
And you got not, I mean, you got companies like CJRB, Civivi, you know, it's, I mean, Best Tech makes some really great, you know, budget. I would love, I would love to be able to, well, okay, Spyderco. I love the
Yep.
Astute.
Yeah, I
I
saw
love
that.
the Astute. I love that
Yeah.
little knife. To me, this is just an awesome little knife.
Yeah. That's a
And
cool one.
you know, I know the tenacious people are just mean when it comes to the tenacious sometimes. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
I'm like, what did this poor little knife do to make people so angry?
And I
And
think
people,
it's,
I
I
don't
think
know.
a lot of people get hung up on the HCR.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've got this little guy. I don't have a tenacious, believe it or not, but I have. This is the ambitious. This
That's a
is
cool little one.
little bitty guy, and so
Yeah.
that's the same. Yeah, I love that little blade. You know, when I go somewhere and I'm not wanting to worry about losing the knife. No offense to this poor little knife. You know, this is one very capable, and if I lose it, I'm not gonna, uh, lose a whole lot of money like I
Right.
would if I'd lost
Right.
that. And the other one, you want to talk about real
Bird.
budget?
Bird.
This is the Cara from Bird,
Yeah.
and I'm
Bird.
telling you right now, man,
I
that's a
love
great
bird
knife.
knives. I love
Yeah,
bird knives. I do. They're awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. They're again, you know, yes, you're going to get in. You're talking about, you know, 8CR. Shout out to 8CR13. Shout out to Ray from Everyday City Carry. He's a, you know, and I think we're kind of honing in on his territory here. This is
We
kind of
better
a
be
like
careful.
podcast type thing. Trust me, I'm not calling it that. I am, no, but anyhow, hey Ray, how you
That's
doing,
funny.
buddy? Um,
Hey,
um,
Ray.
it just they're great little knives. I am not I knife steels. I don't get all twisted up into that. I really don't. I mean, yes, there's steel. I mean, yes, 20 CV a lot better
Oh yeah,
than 8CR D2 without question. No
absolutely.
argument from me. They're but you just got to know what you're dealing with.
Well, the other thing is heat treat, man. It's
Yes.
I've
Yes.
heard people complain. This is that tour fixed blade again.
Yep.
I've heard
Yep.
people complain about 154 CM, and I'm telling you right now, and that's the same thing that's on that. No, wait, I'm getting confused. What's on the? Do you have one sitting there with 154 CM? I can't remember, but anyway,
Oh,
this,
the finches.
yeah, the Finch. That's it.
The
Duh, right
finches.
there. But I was drawing a blank. But this heat treat, man, they've just done it right. And I can tell you when I sharpened it, it was very clear to me the way it held the edge and then the way it took the edge and the way it is keeping the edge. This is a 154 CM done right.
I like 154 CM.
Yeah,
I
I
like
do
it.
too. But I've heard other people complain about it.
Right.
So it's
Right. Well, and there
nobody,
you go. It goes back to, is it done right?
right.
Is it done right? And
Yep.
and I'll argue this point all day long. 440C done right, that's a hell of a steel.
I think you're right.
Any steel,
Yeah.
well, I can't go that far. I love my little Rough Riders, 448. Love them.
Yep.
Love them. I just know I'm not going to be cutting 3 weeks on that edge.
Right.
I know it. I know that for a fact. So I deal with it accordingly.
Well, the hottest selling knife of a couple years ago. I mean, trust me. I mean, this is HCR13 MOV on this Pilar, but I have used this thing like crazy.
Yeah.
And it does what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it doesn't hold the edge as long as some other steels, but I have used that one like crazy. Trust me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have plenty of 8CR knives that I've used
Yep.
the holy bejeebers out of. And and without a whole lot of complaint.
Right.
Because I know what I'm using and I know what I'm dealing with. And that's just my idea on the thing. But back to that, we were talked about Rough Riders, man. I am so looking forward to the Rough Rider reserves. I've seen so many people posting pictures of them and go, oh, these things are awesome. And I'm like, I just want mine to get here. I'm so stoked for them. I'll tell you what, do I collect knives? Yes. Do I consider myself a knife collector? No. Why? Because I don't have a specific
Right.
niche, so to say. You know, and I mean, I do love my Rough Riders, and I love my Benchmades and my Spider Bows and my CJRVs and my Bestecs and my Finches. And
Yep.
I think right now, Finch is the only one where I have all their knives. They've got 3 out. There's 2 more coming. I'm looking forward to those. But these Rough Rider reserves, I have made a pact with myself that I will collect. I will do everything I can to collect every single Rough Rider reserve that comes out, as long as the value is there. And everything I'm
Right.
seeing so far, the value is there and then some.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you
Mine are
review
supposed
some
to
of
be here
this.
tomorrow, and I will be doing an unboxing of them as soon as I can after getting them.
That's
If
great.
they get here tomorrow or Saturday, you will see them on SKL this weekend. There's no question about it.
There you go. That's awesome.
So yeah,
I'm excited to see them. Well, I mean, as you can see, I've tried to put out. I mean, I don't have any Kershaws or anything like that on the table right now, but I mean, I have them. I mean, here's a steel will. Here's a big honking CRKT. But I mean, my collection's all over the place.
mine is too.
I do have more. I do have more CRKTs than I mean, excuse me, CRKTs, Spydercos than I have anything else. But you know, like I said, my collection is very diverse and a lot of different stuff.
Man, I don't know what could I say. I'm just trying to think of what I could say. I have, like, what? Man, I don't know.
You're just
Probably
all over
Rough
the place.
Riders. Probably Rough Riders.
Right,
Honestly,
right.
that
Yeah.
probably is the most. That's definitely probably the most of one brand that I have, without question.
Yeah.
You know, so. But yeah, I'm all over the place. I just like knives.
Yeah, absolutely. And some come and some go and some stay and some
Exactly.
leave. So
Exactly.
I've been trying to and then you got crazy knives that you just get because they're so stinking ridiculous. You just have to have it. This is the Buku from CRKT. I've had that one forever. And then there's this guy, which
crazy.
This is one of my favorites. I actually have 2 of them. Because I love it. Ed Van Hoy is also from Virginia. But that's not why. I just think it's a heck of a design. And I do carry this. I know a lot of people are like, well, you wouldn't actually carry that. Well, why wouldn't I? It works.
It's got a blade on it, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Just because it looks kind of out of this world, you know. I mean, it still does what I want it to.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, brother. That's the problem when you do these things. Time disappears.
Yeah, it does.
It's like SKL. When I do SKL, before I know it, I'm an hour in and I'm like, oh man. But I tell you what, I think we've been going for well over a half hour.
Yes, sir. I believe you're right.
Oh my goodness. So we were talking about those knives fast, right?
Yeah.
This is it's a lot of knives, but it's sure not fast. But I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun talking to you, Casey. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, JB.
It was my goal to keep it in that 20-minute range. I didn't do too well, but we had a lot of. I had a lot of. No. It's perfect. When you talk too much, that means I don't have to talk at all, and that's awesome. So, no, I'm kidding, but not really. But it's been awesome to get to know you a little bit, Casey, and kind of hopefully we'll get the word out about KnivesFAST and the channel. And I just want to let you know, brother, I really, really love your review style. I love I love what you do. You captivate me. And I just enjoy your reviews quite a bit, my friend. And I just want you
Appreciate
to
it.
know that.
Same back at you, man. I enjoy yours as well. We all
So
have a little different style,
sure.
but I appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
That's what makes it so much fun. And to
Yeah.
watch everybody is because, certain people key in on certain things or make in things on more a little bit harder than other people. And if you that's the one thing I say is if you're watching one review to buy a knife, you are doing yourself such an injustice because you wouldn't do that if you were going to buy a car or buy a whatever, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but I tell you what, brother, I think I'm going to cut us short
Yeah.
now,
No
but
problem.
maybe we can come back and revisit this at another time. I would love to talk to you again, you know, and I tell you what, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Okay, I'm gonna bite my tongue a little bit, but okay, ready?
Okay.
Go Hokies. Oh,
Oh
oh,
man.
that's a
Well,
bitter
you can,
taste in my
but
mouth,
you
man.
can't you can't say that because I'm cheering for Liberty and they're playing the Hokies. So you have to say,
All right, brother. Well, I tell you what,
all
man.
right, thanks, man.
Great talking to you, brother. We'll catch you later. All righty.
Hey, thanks, JB. You're awesome.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, bye.